It's personal between me, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
In that division, you got Charlo and you got Castano. How do you feel your style matches up with those guys?
I think I can beat both of them.
Yeah.
You know, and the good thing is, eventually they may or may not fight each other, but they're each gonna need an opponent. You know what I mean? And I think me and Castano are similar, but when you got two guys that are similar style, you lean towards the bigger guy. I'm bigger than him.
Yeah.
I've been fighting bigger than him. I've been taking shots from bigger punchers than him.
This is true.
You know, so you got to lean on me on that fight, you know, because like I said, the size would be the difference in that. And with Charlo, you know, Charlo he don't really like that pressure inside fight, you know, and Castano proved it. Not only that, he's been outboxed a lot, you know, so.
Tony Harrison also boxing him.
Tony Harrison was outboxing him. John Jackson was beating him. Yeah. Every round till he got knocked out. You know, so I can fight you on the inside. I can box you if you want, but you know, I can figure these guys out. And the thing is that's very underrated in mine is my chin, man. I could take a hell of a shot.
Durability.
Yeah. I can take shots in the 8th round just as good as I could take them in the 1st.
Okay. So like in 2022, you think? Who do you think about your? I know you mentioned Castano because you guys have the similar size. Do you feel you match up better with him than Charlo, or you don't really care? You feel
I don't care.
Yeah.
I want that stride. You know what I mean? Like I said, I want a title fight. I'm a former champion, and I know whichever champion you put in front of me, I'm gonna get my team together and we're gonna dissect them whatever way we have to. You know what I mean? Obviously, the bigger money fight is Charlo. He has more of the belts.
Yeah.
But if I can kill Castano right now, take his belt, then go fight Charlo for all the belts, that'd be perfect. But if it has to go the other way around, whatever, man. I'm here to become a champion, and I'm not gonna stop until I do.
Absolutely. You mentioned earlier in the interview, you said you kind of been through it all in your boxing career. Is there anything that's happened in your boxing career that maybe people don't know about that you'd like them to know about? Maybe things that were kept under wraps, or maybe things that you went through personally?
Like I said, a lot of people only see the fighters when the bell rings. They don't really know a lot of stuff that happens prior to that can affect the performance. Yeah. It may sound like complaints, but a lot of times, you know, it affects fighters. You know, I mean, when Danny Jacobs got knocked out the first time, everyone only sees, well, Danny Jacobs got knocked out. But his grandmother, who was one of his closest people to his life, had just passed away, like, right before the fight, not too long before the fight. Yeah. I mean, like, that affects a fighter, you know what I mean? And the Danny Jacobs fight, like, I was on 1 foot from 2nd, 3rd round on. Still made it to the 12th. The Rosado fight, Rosado made me fucking take my hand wraps off right before we were about to glove off. They made me take my wraps off, no warm up, made me put more wraps back on, and then they made me put my gloves on, and they said, warm up on the way to the ring because TV about to
during
start.
Your entrance.
During my entrance, I had absolutely no warm up. And yeah, well, whatever, you got to figure it out and warm up in there. But we were fighting in cold ass Kansas. It was fucking freezing. Like the place where we were fighting at, they raced horses. The 2 nights before that, they had a fucking horse race there.
In the venue, yeah.
In the venue. And then they changed it to a ring, you know, and then we fought in the middle of the winter. Like, come on, man, that affected the fight. And then the Keeler fucking fight, man, I had to go all the way to Ireland.
Yeah, I remember that.
I went to Japan, and then they flew me to Miami. Then 2 weeks later, they flew me to Ireland. And then I was killing myself in the sauna to make the weight. You know what I mean? I didn't make the weight properly. Not only did I not train properly, I didn't make the weight properly. I was like, oh, whatever, he's not all that. And boom, he put me down immediately. Yeah. Like I said, I could take a fucking shot, man. Like, I'm not. And he put me down in the 1st round.
I remember that.
I was in a sauna for an hour every night trying to get the weight off. Ireland was 40 degrees every day. I went running for an hour and I lost half a pound. So I had to jump in the sauna every night. I mean, and then there's just a lot of shit, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Now that I'm taking my career the way it's supposed to, now that I've learned all my lessons and I took the training camp seriously and I took the outside stuff seriously and I put everything in line, I perform.
And now you can say you're a true professional of the sport.
True professional, you know, a true vet.
Yeah.
A true vet now. Now I honestly feel that I'm a vet, a legitimate veteran. Like I said, man, last 4 opponents have all been champions or title challengers. And
the way it's going, I don't think it's going to get any worse. It's only going to get better.
I'm only going to fight tougher guys. But that's how can you say I'm not ready for a title fight? when I've been fighting nothing but champions or title contenders.
Yeah.
In the gym and in the fights.
Well, in the gym, you know, like I told you before the interview, I had a chance to watch you spar once before the Jarrett Hurd fight, and the freaking sparring session was harder than the fight. It was tougher than most fights.
We get it in, man. We get it in, man, and it's that's the type of sparring you need. You know, that's the type of work you need, and I just. Like I was a top amateur, so even when I started coming out, I was just like, you know, I never really knew the type of training. Even though I've seen guys training, like me actually doing that top-notch training, I never really didn't feel like I had to do it because I was just skillful enough. But 10 and 12 round fights is not enough.
Yeah.
You have to do the extra.
So
I've been taking shit to the extra mile now, and you can see. I mean, you can see it in my body. You can see it in the way I'm fighting. Everything.
I could even see it in your demeanor.
Yeah,
like you can see more self-assured.
Yeah, you can. I'm a legit vet, man. You see me work out, you can be like, that motherfucker. He got a lot of fights. Yeah. You know, like, you know.
Well, even just now, there was a kid hitting the body shield, and you were telling him, hey, like you say, hey, if you do this, if you lean forward, I'm gonna catch you. You know, you got.
That's another reason I know that a lot of people understand that I'm a real vet, because I'm telling guys legitimate shit. That's like. Same thing that these trainers good and they're listening, because they know, man, I know how to fight.
Yeah.
I've been learning the game on the go, in the ring.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, I'm happy the way my career's gone, and I've learned all my lessons. But like I said, I'm ready to go in there with anybody.
Anybody.
I done been there. I know what to do. I know all the little tricks. I know how to hold. I know how to clinch. I know how to win rounds. I know how to give away rounds.
Yeah.
Like,
manage the rounds, conserve energy.
Manage the rounds. Yeah, I know. I'm seasoned.
Yeah.
Seasoned vet right now.
So 2022, hopefully you get these big fights, man. I think you've earned it. You've earned it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, all I could do is just get more fans to push for it. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna give all these other, you know, guys who ain't really been proven. They're gonna get their shots, but eventually the fans will see, like, man. Get him a title shot.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming, man. And I ain't gonna quit until I get it. So. Absolutely.
Well, Luis, I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but before I end the interview, is there any final message you want to get to the boxing fans out there that you really want to just drive home?
And just keep following me, man. I'm a non-stop fighter who's never gonna quit on this shit. You know, I'm gonna continue to grind. I'm gonna continue to fight the best. I've never turned down any fights. Like I said, they offered me a Danny Jacobs fight at 10 a.m. And by 2 p.m. I'll say, yeah, come on. I went to go train. I said, man, fuck it, let's fight. And we fought, you know what I mean? I'm willing to fight anybody, it don't matter, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna be a fan favorite, and I will always be a fan favorite. And you may not like the way I speak, but you're gonna love the way I fight, so.
I like that, and you know what? There's no better way to cap it off. Luis Arias, thank you for talking to True School Sports.